Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue on our journey of learning just one more Chinese expression a day. And we have been doing some food, a serious foodie content in the last few episodes because we're happen to come to talking about the senses, the tastes, the major tastes, ma, la, tang, oh my God, all that good stuff. So last time we talked about ma po doufu, spicy wifey tofu. So basically it's this spicy taste of tofu processing. And today we are going to continue with 婆 in 苦口婆心. It's a very ancient saying, I guess. 苦口婆心. Okay, 苦, we talked about that bittersweet sense before. The taste came from the sound maker 谷 at the bottom and the plant on the top. But imagine the Chinese medicine. I mean, you probably haven't tasted Chinese medicine, but I did. It's kind of a brown, bitter soup that's supposed to be useful in curing something. So Chinese medicine tastes bitter. So that's how the bitter concept related to this herbal medicine. Okay, 苦口. Okay, we have 口 here. I mean, it almost looks like contemporary rendering of 口, except this two smiley face corners of your mouth. That's kind of exaggerated. I don't know why, who stylized that way, but yeah, in ancient characters, a lot of times we see this upturning corners of the mouth. So I guess it's a reminder of people try to keep smiling rather than the other way, right? This is the preferred way. So that's our mouth. But ironically, in contemporary Chinese, you see here, the computer digitized the mouth symbol got the two corners downturned. I don't know if somebody intentionally doing that, but okay, 婆 we talked about originally, it talks about image of female dancer, right? Moving, dynamic, motion. That's the origin of this character. And eventually this female dancer was used, or in domestic sense, becomes wife or grandma. So 婆, when you say 外婆, means your grandma on your mother's side. And yeah, mostly 外婆 is used in that way, your mother's mother. And it could also be wifey, right? In mapo doufu, it's more like wife's cook for you. So that's wife, your same generation. It could be your previous generation. So that's 婆. Xin, okay, we have two renderings of the heart. And I think this is the more original. And it looks almost like the cavities in the heart, the anatomy of heart. I mean, it looks pretty real to me, the shape of the heart in its anatomy sense. And then this is the abstract form of heart, almost like beautified sense of heart. And my interpretation is, okay, the middle part is the main container of the heart, and there are three tubes coming out of the heart because these are the blood vessels that go in and out of the heart. So anyways, mouth and heart, two major organs. And we use two organs side by side to intentionally form a certain contrast. 苦口婆心. Okay, so the mouth, what's uttered from the mouth can sound really bitter. The language could sound really, really bitter, but the heart means the intention, what you wanted for the other person. It's like a grandma's heart. It's really good for you. It's well intended. It's caring. So 苦口婆心, a lot of times we form this contrast, like it really doesn't sound nice to you. It's a lot of times critical. But the intention is like a grandma. It's really caring for you. So how could that be? That's a very common ancient saying, actually. And I was reminded again and again by my kid, which is ABC, American born Chinese, that we have this generational difference already. And I can already see this ancient mom. One of typical Asian mom image would be the tiger mom, right? So moms give you orders, mom, you do this, do that, you have to do this, you have to do that, give a lot of orders and forcing on the kid, right? Have pretty tight schedules for the kid to do, basically, in my kid's term, is bossy to them. And I could be repeatedly, talking to them, remind them to do things. And so that turned out to be like a nagging. So I translate, it's a super simplified translation, nagging, 苦口婆心. It could be like really, really bitter, like critical words coming from your well intention. You try to poke them and a kid to kind of almost use words to hurt them, their feelings, so that they can get move into action to the direction that you want to more mold them into. So that's the common strategy or the way, the parenting way, especially from moms. And so this movie, Joy Luck Club, I forgot, it's like 1981 or two, very early 80s, depicting the first generation immigrants, the moms and their second generation American born Chinese daughters, their story, their tension, the drama in there, and that Asian, very ancient elements are, even if we call it ancient, and here the title, I don't know, this is a kind of movement, not your token ancient, because this movie is iconically ancient family household, mother-daughter generation tension, and it gives you a sense of how mothers, while protecting, but can be really nagging on you and can be hard on the second generation. And so highly recommend this movie. It's entertaining. It gives you a lot of a condensed history of what happened in the mother's generation, like their life-changing event, like their lives in China when an immigrant moved to the US and raising their kid in the second generation in America, they do face a lot of like fight back. So they all have their tensions and stories, and that's the kind of typical ancient mom's thing. 苦口婆心. Cash into the currency of thinking by One Word a Day with Sophie. See you another day.